The Punjab Police evicted protesting farmers from the Shambhu and Khanauri border, which have been closed for more than a year now. The police also dismantled tents set up there by the farmers. The police's action came after several farmer leaders, including Sarwan Singh Pandher and Jagjit Singh Dallewal, were detained in Mohali while returning from a meeting with the central delegation. State Finance Minister Harpal Singh Cheema said that the eviction of farmers from the protest site was necessitated as industries and businesses were hit hard due to the prolonged closure of the two highways. About 3,000 personnel were at the Khanauri border point to evict protesters. Similarly, police personnel also reached the Shambhu border point to clear the road. Now at Khanauri border, the Punjab Police detained around 500 to 700 farmers. Internet services were suspended at the Khanauri border and the surrounding areas of Sangrur and Patiala districts in Punjab. There was heavy police deployment at the Khanauri and Shambhu borders as a precautionary measure. And in fact, these are the visuals now coming in with regards to the barricading and vehicles and protesters being removed from the site at the borders, which have been closed for over a year now, affecting a lot of vehicular movement and of course the businesses because of that. You can see the protesters trying to get into some sort of a clash and argument with the police personnel who are trying to remove them from the site. The Punjab Police has evicted protesting farmers from Shambhu and Khanauri border, which have been closed for more than a year. The police also dismantled tents set up there by the farmers. The police also took some action that came after several farmer leaders, including Sarwan Singh Pandher and Jagjit Singh Dallewal, were detained in Mohali while they were coming back from a meeting that they held with the central delegation. And in fact, these are the visuals coming in from Mohali on your screens. In fact, State's Finance Minister Harpal Singh Cheema said that the eviction of farmers from the protest site was extremely necessary because the industries and businesses were getting hit. It was getting affected because of the prolonged closure of these two particular highways. The vehicular movement took a serious hit on those two highways. About 3,000 personnel were at the Khanauri border point to evict these protesters. In fact, police personnel also reached Shambhu border point to clear the road. We are also picking up that at Khanauri border, the Punjab Police has detained around 500 to 700 protesting farmers. In fact, internet services were also shut and suspended at the Khanauri border and the surrounding areas of Sangrur and Patiala districts in Punjab. As you can clearly see through the visuals on your screen, there was a heavy police deployment at the Khanauri and Shambhu borders, taken as the precautionary measure to prevent anything untoward happening on the site as they continue to remove the barricading in that area. My colleague Yash Goel is joining us live on the broadcast. Yash, please walk us through the details with regards to any word that has come in from the farmers organization, any group, if they have spoken about this particular removal of the barricading. Also, we are learning that 500 to 700 farmers have been detained, so tell us more about it. What exactly is happening there on spot?
Sakshi, so what we are learning as of now that this entire area, both these areas which were actually taken by the farmers to protest against the central government now stands cleared, and in fact the deployment of police still stays there at the Khanauri border and also the another border which was actually cleared by the authorities in the past few hours. And what we are understanding that the politics is also starting on this matter, but the farmers, in fact, we've been seeing how they were lamenting upon their demands and how they they were talking that they were in talks with the government, and now sources had also indicated us to us at News9 that the talks were on, and in fact top officials from the government are also continuously in chats with the farmers on the ground. But after this very removal, we're seeing a lot of back and forth coming from the Congress as well. In fact, they've been saying that the kind of action earlier also which was seen against the farmers was absolutely undemocratic, and the kind of commotion which panned out on these borders were also something to worry about. If just to jog our memory of our viewers, remember on Khanauri border, and in fact on a couple of other places also, there was altercation which was reported between the cops and the farmers, and it was just like the past we have seen the kind of situation on these borders regarding this very issue. Now what we are understanding at this given juncture, a channel of talks might be open, a fresh talks could be actually initiated by the government side, but as of now the farmers are also very much on the same page which they were earlier. Their demands are very clear, and in fact right now what we are understanding, yes, those farmers have been removed, but perhaps a more robust plan is being chalked by the farmers to take this agitation forward.
Please stay on with us. In fact, we have got a couple of reactions also, coming in over the same story. Let's first hear in all of those and then we'll come back to you.
किसानों को बदनाम किया जा रहा है। रास्ता किसानों ने नहीं, रास्ता सरकार ने रोका हुआ है। वो तो दिल्ली आना चाहते हैं, वो सड़क नहीं रोकना चाहते, उनका रास्ता बैरिकेड लगाकर रोका हुआ है, पक्के बैरिकेड लगाए हुए हैं वहां। और आज किसानों और पंजाब को उसी भट्टी में दोबारा झोंकने की एक साजिश है कि किसानी और मजदूरों पे आज बड़ा हमला होगा और हो रहा है। और जो काले दिन से पंजाब निकल कर आया था, आज वहीं फिर उसी भट्टी में किसान को झोंकने की, पंजाब को उसी भट्टी में फूंकने की तैयारी हो रही है।
Yash, matter of the fact is that these two highways have been shut for over a year now. Serious vehicular movement, has been struck. The businesses are getting affected. This is what the political leaders also have to say. But with regards to the vehicular movement, when exactly is that going to now happen? What is the word that you have picked up from your sources that by what time the entire barricading is going to be removed, the entire protesters are going to be removed from the sites and the vehicular movement will continue from these two highways?
Well, Sakshi, not a particular timeline which has been shared by the authorities as of now, but what we are understanding, this entire thing will be done in a phased manner, like the same situation when it was cleared from the Delhi and the Noida borders, and in fact from the Delhi and the UP borders. In the same manner, in a phased manner only, the barricading will be removed, and in fact and then the proper vehicular movement will be facilitated. But the entire process will begin very shortly is what we are given to understand from our sources, and once this begins, it will be a big thing for the locals there as well. Yes, we have heard a lot of people from the ground from those two areas, from Shambhu border and Khanauri border, saying that yes, we sympathize with the farmers, but the kind of situation and the kind of issuances which were bared by the people out there was also something to take into account, because like you mentioned, vehicular movement is perhaps the most important thing when it comes to any sort of businesses or perhaps to any sort of a normalcy of life. But what we are understanding, the entire process might take some time, not a very long time though, and in fact the vehicular movement will resume in some time from now. But once again, Sakshi, the leaders have been detained, and in fact what we are understanding is that the talks which happened between the government and the farmers and the farmer unions were inconclusive, and beyond a point what we are understanding, the blockade is creating a lot of ruckus, not only just one state, but actually it was creating an issue in the entire area. If we talk about Punjab, we talk about Haryana, and also if we talk about the national capital.
Yash, thank you so much for sharing all of those details with our viewers. In fact, what we were flashing just a moment ago on our viewers' screen, if we can have those visuals back, these are the visuals coming in from Mohali from the moment when Sarwan Singh Pandher and Jagjit Singh Dalewal were in fact detained by the cops. So those were the visuals. In fact, they were escorted to PIMS Hospital in Jalandhar is the information that we have picked up, and the visuals as well. And these are the visuals coming in of the removal of the concrete barricading in that area. Like my colleague Yash has already said that there was some hard barricading in that area to stop the protesters from crossing the borders. So these are the visuals of them being removed.